So let's talk about Bernoulli equation. Now, Bernoulli equation is a special type of linear equation. Okay, so the only problem is that in Bernoulli, y raised to power something n, okay, is attached to it. So how do you solve this? It's very, very simple. So divide everybody by that y raised to power n. Okay, that is your problem. Okay, so divide by y raised to power n. So I'm having y raised to power y prime divided by y raised to power n plus p of x y, okay, divided by what? Y raised to power n. Are you getting it? Is equal to q raised to power x y raised to power n divided by y raised to power n. Now, according to indices, if something wants to come up, the power will have negative. Okay, I'm having y raised to power minus n y prime, okay, is equal to plus, according to this is 1 minus n. So I'm having p raised to power x, then y raised to power 1 minus n. Are you getting it now? So is equal to what? Q raised to q bracket x. So you will now say, let z be this thing you are seeing here. So let z be equal to what? Y raised to power 1 minus n. So z prime, what do you think z prime will be? Z prime will be what? This, and remove 1 from this, multiply by the power and remove 1 from the power. So I'm having 1 minus n, okay, y raised to power what? N, because 1 minus n minus 1, so it will be y raised to power minus n, okay, then y prime. Are you getting it now? So now okay, so now since this and this look alike, but the only problem is that there is no 1 minus n. So let's multiply everybody by this 1 minus n. So multiply by 1 minus n. Okay, so 1 minus n times this, I'm having 1 minus n y raised to power minus n y prime plus 1 minus n bracket p raised to power x y raised to power 1 minus n, okay, is equal to what? 1 minus n q raised to power x. Okay, so now if you look at this now, it's helping us to do something. This is now looking almost like a linear equation. So anywhere I see this, let me put this. So everything here is written as z prime, I hope you know, plus, let me call 1 minus n p of x, let me call it p1 of x. Okay, p1 of x, then you know that this thing means z, this thing means z, so it will now be what? Z is equal to 1 minus nq of x will now be what? Q1 of x. You see, this is now a linear equation. So this is how to convert a Bernoulli to a linear equation. So let us use examples so that we understand perfectly well. Okay, the first example we are going to solve said y prime plus 1 over what? X. 1 over x y is equal to what? X y squared. You see, so the problem I'm having is now the y squared. So let's divide everybody by the y squared. Okay, I say divide by y squared. So I'm having y raised to power minus 2, okay, y prime, okay, plus 1 over x y raised to power minus 1. Because, okay, let me just write it very well first so that you don't get confused. So this is y prime divided by what? Y squared plus 1 over x y divided by y squared is equal to x y squared divided by y squared. So these two will give me y raised to power minus 2 y prime. You are getting it down. Plus 1 over x plus 1 over x. These two will now give me y raised to power minus 1. I see it is equal to what? What am I having here? Here will now be x. Okay, so once you are done with it, now say let z be anything I'm seeing here. Any y I'm seeing here will now be z. So you say let z be equal to what? Y raised to power what? Minus 1. So which means z prime will now be what? Multiply by this and remove 1. So minus y raised to power minus 2 y prime. I hope you know. So if you look at this now, this and this are the same. The only problem is minus. So you multiply everybody by minus. So multiply through by minus 1. So minus 1 times this, I'm having minus y raised to power minus 2y prime minus 1 over x y prime is equal to minus x. Okay, so what do we do now? Let's start substituting. This one, everything here means z prime minus 1 over x. So this is minus 1. So this one means z is equal to what? Minus x. So if you look at this now, this is now a Bernoulli a linear equation. This is now a linear equation. So how do we now solve a linear equation? You now get, what is your p of x? Your p of x is equal to what? Minus 1 over x. While your q of x is equal to what? Minus x. So get your integrating factor. My integrating factor is equal to e raised to power the integral of p of x dx, which is what? E raised to power the integral of minus 1 over x dx, which is what? E raised to power minus the integral of 1 over x dx, which is what? E raised to power minus ln x. Okay, which is what? E raised to power ln x raised to power minus 1. So ln is opposite of exponential. So I'm left with what? X raised to power minus 1. So my answer becomes z, not y now, but z. So z dot integrating factor is equal to the integral of what? Q of x dx. So what do I have now? Z dot x raised to power minus 1 is equal to the integral of minus x dot what? X raised to power minus 1 dx. So what do you have now? So I'm having z. So I'm having z x raised to power minus 1 is equal to the integral of minus dx. I hope you know. Minus 1 dx. Because this will cancel this to be x raised to power 0, and x raised to power 0 is 1. So I'm having what? Z x raised to power minus 1 is equal to what? Minus x plus a constant. So don't forget what is your z. My z is y raised to power minus 1. So I'm having y raised to power minus 1 x raised to power minus 1 is equal to what? Minus x plus a constant. So since both of them have minus 1 in common, so my final answer becomes 1 over xy is equal to what? Minus x plus a constant. So that is that. I hope you understood. Okay. All right. Hope I can clean. So the next one, don't worry, when we solve 2-3 questions, you will understand very well. Okay. So the second question we are going to solve, number 2. Number 2 says x squared, number 2, x squared y, okay, minus x cubed y prime is equal to y raised to power 4 cos x. Okay. So let me arrange it very well. To have in fact, let me take this one to this side. I want to arrange it very well to have this one moving here. I'm having x cubed y prime. This one moving here. I'm having minus x squared y is equal to this one now moving here. I want to move this book here, So I'm having minus y raised to power 4 cos x. So the only problem I'm having now is what? Y raised to power 4. Please forget about the minus. Y raised to power 4. So let's divide everybody by y raised to power 4. So let's divide through by y raised to power 4. So divide by y raised to power 4. Okay, so I'm having x raised to power 3. Okay, before you divide by y raised to power 4, the coefficient of y prime will be 1. The coefficient of y prime is supposed to be 1. So the coefficient of s first of all, I want the coefficient of y prime to be 1. So let's divide by minus x raised to power 3. So I'm having x squared y all over minus x raised to power 3 minus x cubed y all over minus x raised to power 3 is equal to y raised to power 4 cos x all over minus x power 3. So this and this is gone. So I'm having y prime is remaining. Plus minus is minus. I'm having 1 over x y, okay, is equal to y raised to power 4 minus y raised to power 4 all over x raised to power 3 cos x. Okay, so that is that. So the problem I'm having is any y you are seeing at the right hand side. So this is my problem. So divide everybody now by y raised to power 4. Divide by y raised to power 4. So I'm having y raised to power minus 4 y prime, okay, minus 1 over x y raised to power minus 3, because 1 minus this will give you minus 3 is equal to minus cos x all over x raised to power 3. Okay, so you will now say let z be anything you are seeing here. So you say let z be equal to what? Y raised to power minus 3. So z prime will now multiply by the power, remove 1 from the power, minus 3 y raised to power minus 4 y prime, because minus 3 minus 1 will give you minus 4. So the problem I'm having now is this and this look alike, but I'm having minus 3 here as the problem. So multiply everybody by minus 3. So multiply by minus 3. So I'm having minus 3 y raised to power minus 4 y prime, minus minus to make this one plus, plus 3 over x. 3 over x y raised to power minus 3 is equal to what? 3 cos x over x cubed. Okay, so if you let's now substitute, this one means z prime. So I'm having z prime, okay, plus 3 over x z, because y raised to power minus 3 z is equal to what? 3 cos x all over x cubed. So this is what? This is now a linear equation. We have changed it from Bernoulli to linear. So we have changed it from Benoulli to linear. So how do you solve linear? Normally, my p of x is what? 3 over x. And my q of x is what? 3 cos what? X all over x cubed. Okay? So what do you do now? Your q of x. So your integrating factor is now what? E raised to power the integral of what? 3 over x dx. Which is what? E raised to power 3 the integral of 1 over x dx. Which is equal to what? E raised to power 3 ln x. Which is what? E raised to power what? Ln x raised to power 3. So exponential cancel this. So I'm left with x raised to power 3 as my integrating factor. So my answer becomes z dot integrating factor is equal to what? Integral of what? Q of x dot integrating factor dx. So I'm having what? Z dot x raised to power 3 is equal to the integral of 3 cos x over x raised to power 3 times x raised to power 3 dx. So I'm left with what? So I'm left with z dot x raised to power 3 is equal to the integral of 3 cos x dx. So I'm having z x raised to power 3 is equal to what? 3 sine x plus a constant. So what is my z? I've cleaned it. So you substitute what your z is, and then that is the final answer to that. Okay? Oh, my z is y raised to power 3. So I'm having y raised to power minus 3 x raised to power 3 is equal to 3 sine x plus a constant. So that is that. So let's solve more question. Number 3 question. Okay, let's solve just 2 more questions, then we are done. So I'm having 2y minus 3y prime is equal to y raised to power 4 e raised to power what? 3x. Okay, As simple as that. So the problem I'm having is minus 3 first of all, because the coefficient of this man must be 1. So we divide by minus 3. Divide by minus 3. So I'm having minus 2 over 3y plus y prime is equal to what? Minus y raised to power 4 over 3 e raised to power what? 3x. Okay? So let me arrange it very well. I'm having y prime minus 2 over 3y is equal to what? Y raised to power 4 e raised to power minus 3x all over 3 with minus. Okay? So the problem is this man now. So let's say let's divide everybody by that man. Divide by that y raised to power 4, which is the problem. So for here I'm having y raised to power minus 4 y prime minus 2 over 3 y raised to power minus 3 is equal to minus e raised to power minus 3x all over 3. Okay? So what's my problem now? So I will now say let z be this one here. So we can say let z be equal to what? Y raised to power minus 3. So that z prime will now be minus 3 y raised to power minus 4 y prime. So the problem here is now minus 3. So let's multiply everybody by minus 3. Multiply this one by minus 3. I'm having minus 3 y raised to power minus 4 y prime. Minus 3 times this, I'm having plus 2 y raised to power minus 3 is equal to minus 3 times this, I'm left with e raised to power minus 3x. How did I get minus 3x? Just 3x, sorry, not minus 3x. Just 3x. Okay? So, what do we do now? So let's substitute. This one turns to z prime plus 2z is equal to e raised to power 3x. Any problem? No problem. So what do we do now? We say that our p of x is equal to 2 and our q of x is equal to e raised to power 3x. So our integrating factor is now what? E raised to power the integral of p of x dx, which is what? E raised to power the integral of 2x dx. Oh, sorry, 2 dx. Okay, which is what? E raised to power 2x. So my answer becomes z dot integrating factor is equal to the integral of q of x dot integrating factor dx. So I'm having z dot e raised to power 2x is equal to the integral of e raised to power 3x dot e raised to power 2x dx. So I'm left with what? Z dot e raised to power 2x is equal to the integral of e raised to power what? 5x dx. So I'm having z dot e raised to power 2x is equal to what? E raised to power 5x over 5 plus a constant. So what is my z? My z is equal to, what did I call my z? Okay, y raised to power minus 3. Y raised to power minus 3. So the final answer becomes y raised to power minus 3 e raised to power 2x is equal to e raised to power 5x over 5 plus a constant. So that is that. The last question for this, then in our next video we'll talk about exact equation. So the last question for this is y minus 2xy prime is equal to x bracket x plus 1 y raised to power 3. Okay? So how do we approach this? The first thing is that the y prime is going to be 1. So I'm dividing everybody by minus 2x. So divide by minus 2x. So I'm having minus y over 2x, okay, plus y prime is equal to minus x plus 1 y cube all over 2. Yes, because the x here will cancel the x here. So what do we have now? I'm having y prime minus 1 over 2x y, is it not? Is equal to minus into x plus 1 all over 2 y cube. So now the problem is the y cube. Divide everybody by y cube. Divide by y cube. So I'm having here y raised to power minus 3 minus 1 over 2x y raised to power minus 2 is equal to what? Minus in bracket of x plus 1 all over 2. Okay? But this one will cancel out. So we now say let this thing be z. Let z be equal to y raised to power minus 2. So z prime is now minus 2y raised to power minus 3 y prime. So you see, shit. So I forgot y prime here. So y raised to power minus 3 y prime. Okay. So you see that this and this are the same thing. So the only problem is the minus 2. So multiply through by minus 2. So I'm having minus 2y raised to power minus 3y prime. So I'm having plus 1 over x here, y raised to power minus 2 is equal to, I'm left with x plus 1 here. Because minus 2, we cancel minus 2 here. So what do we have? This one is now my z prime. My z prime plus 1 over x z is equal to what? X plus 1. Okay? So from here, this is now a linear equation. So my p of x is equal to 1 over x. My q of x is equal to x plus 1. So my, what am I saying? My integrating factor is now e raised to power the integral of p of x dx, which is what? E raised to power the integral of 1 over x dx, which is equal to what? E raised to power ln x. So I'm left with x. So my answer is now z dot integrating factor is equal to the integral of q of x dot integrating factor dx. So what do I have now? Z dot x is equal to the integral of x plus 1 x dx. So I'm left with z dot x is equal to integral of x squared plus x dx. So z dot x is equal to, integrate this is what? X raised to power 3 over 3 plus x raised to power 2 over 2 plus a constant. So what did I call my z? My z is y raised to power minus 2. So I'm having y raised to power minus 2x is equal to what? X cubed over 3 plus x squared over 2 plus a constant. So thank you very much for watching. Please rewind 10 times and then subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe.